This is Jim from Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists. I want to welcome you to our channel, another episode of Tips from the Swamp. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to program the standalone MSC Plus field satellite. This is necessary because this unit, if it works in a central, is fine, but if it loses its communication, within 20 minutes it will revert to a standalone mode, which requires that you have to program it. So we'll go through that process. So first step is we need to turn on the MSC Plus satellite controller and let it go through its initial system self-test. And when it comes up showing day and time, it's ready to go. Now, the first thing is we want to make sure it has only what we want in it. So to do that, we need to erase anything that's in it. And the way to do that, which completely clears the memory, is go down to System Function, press System Function again, it comes up to a pass lock or a pass key. The first thing we want to do is use pass key 627. Press Start, and it shows us keypad test. Press Special Function again, and we scroll through looking for a readout that says Cold Start MSC Plus, and press Start. Now we're waiting for the reset. What that reset means is it has now cleared out anything in its memory so that it can be programmed fresh and run what you want to put into it. Okay, when it comes back up, it'll show you a Sunday at 12. The first thing we need to do is make sure that we have this clock set to the correct time and day. To do that, we press Set Clock, use the buttons here, so we get to Monday, which is today. Current time is 10:39, so we back this down to 10 o'clock. In the minutes, we take this up to 39. Okay, we now have the time set correctly. We need to go back and check clock status to make sure that it's all there. You'll notice that it also says we have a two-wire system, which is two-wire communication system, which at this point is not, it's plugged in so that it will read it and I can demonstrate that, but there is no communication hooked up. If we want to make sure of what the face panel is seeing, we press System Function. We repeat that until it comes up to revision, which is telling us the ML is the chip in the face panel, the IF is the program chip in the communication module, and the TI equals 1 means that it's a two-wire system. If that TY was equal 2, it would be a radio link system. So now that we know that these are being read and seeing the communication module, we can go back into programming. So we'll go back to clock status. So the first step is to put in station run times. So we press station run time. We'll notice it's station 1, sequence. It's also program A. There are several programs available. You can program different stations into different programs to separate, as in a golf course, separate greens from tees from fairways. For station 1, we need to put in a runtime. So I will set this for 5 minutes. Now we can go to station 2, and you'll notice up at the top there's a light came on for station 1. That says it has time in it. For station 2, we're going to set it for another 5 minutes. Station 2 is done. Now, there's another function on this clock down here. It's called copy and paste. I can take the information that's in that setting, I can copy it to the store. You'll notice when I press copy, the display will blink. It says that it now has it. I can now go to station 3. I press the paste key, and it automatically picked up the time. It was the same as station 2, which is what we have in the copy store. 4, paste, same thing. So we've now programmed 4 stations. If I take and change the schedule monitor, you'll notice station 1 comes up again because it can be programmed in any of the programs. It's already in the first program, but it's a second program, which means it would start at a different time, or you would go on to further stations down to water on just selected areas. So let me come back now to program A. Next thing we have to do is determine or put in what time we want this unit to start. So we press start time. Again, we're in program A. We're looking at start number 1, and I'm going to start this at 5 a.m. in the morning. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's set for 5 a.m. If I needed 5:30, I would add in the minutes. And have it start at 5:30. I can, if I desire, add more start times. I can go to start time 1. I can create a start time 2. You'll notice it's blank, and put in a second start time, which it would recognize when that time came. It would water all of the stations that are in program A. Next, we want to put in start date, when we want it to start. In this particular case, you'll notice we have 7 lights up. That indicates that we have 7 days on. We see that Sunday is on. We see that Monday is on, Tuesday is on, and so on. So in this case, we're going to leave Sunday on. I'm going to go to Monday, push the down key to turn Monday off. You'll notice the Monday light went out. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to turn Wednesday off and go to Friday and turn Friday off. So now we have scheduled for this particular week, program A, only 4 days, would be Sunday, Monday's off, Tuesday, Wednesday's off, Thursday's on, Friday off, Saturday on. So we've set the start days. Now, a couple of other functions here. If we go down to water budget, if I press that button, it's telling me the water budget is set for 100%. And what that means is if I have each station set for 10 minutes, they'll water for 10 minutes. If I want to reduce them to half, I just take and move this percentage down to 50%, and it will now water 5 minutes a station instead of 10. We just cut the runtime in half. Conversely, if I want to go back up and change that 10 minutes to 20 minutes, if I take this up to 200%, it'll water twice as long on each station. The other key that's down here is the weekday cycle key. This allows you to set this so that it's start day method which says weekday, so you're selecting a specific weekday. Or you can put it into a cycle day, which if you put it into cycle day, instead of looking at a 7-day week, it's now looking at odd and even, and you can, or numbered sequences, and you can set it up to water a true every other day or a true every third day. Some of the other keys to be aware of: schedule monitor. When a station is running, you can scroll through the different keys and it'll tell you on each program what's running. And you'll notice that we don't have anything running. The manual function, you press that, allows you to select station and start it manually. You'll notice that we have a light that came on and it's gone active. If we want, we can start another station. Now we have 2 stations on. If you find that you're running and you have people coming, you want to stop it watering temporarily, you can press the pause button, which now starts the lights blinking. It shuts those zones off. As soon as the people pass, you press the same button. It will come, turn those stations back on, and finish their time countdown. To cancel, if you press the cancel button, it will cancel those stations. Single station. If we go to single station, it's again a place where you can start a single station, or you can start different stations and setting them for different run times. And that starts station 1. Station 2, I'm going to start with what it initially, need to put time in so I can start it. So we both have 2 stations. To cancel these, if it's at station 2 and I hit the cancel button, only station 2 cancels. I have to go back to station 1 to get it to cancel. If I want to do a immediate shutdown of if those stations are running, I can use the mode control here and go to the off position, which would then shut all of them off. The other function that we haven't talked about is the runtime log. When you press the runtime log, it's going to tell you what stations with lights have run. The display will show you that station 1 has run. It's run for a total time of 1 minute and 18 seconds. We go to station 2, and it's showing that it has only run for a runtime of 40 seconds. Once we've gone through and checked this, we press the cancel clear button, and that will clear all of that off, and it's reset to go again. Over here in the mode, in the control mode, you have an off position, which means nothing will run. You have a manual position, which you can put it in that function to go into manual operations that we've already shown. You can go to the local mode, which is standalone mode, and this clock will revert to that after 20 minutes if it does not have communication. Or you can go to the communication or maxi mode. And you'll notice that this light continues to blink. If we had this hooked to a central system and it saw that central system voltage, that light would stop blinking and lock on. The reason that I have a communication module plugged into this unit is if we have it without a communication module plugged in, so it's not reading it, you can go to manual, you can go to local. Maxi will continue to blink. It'll come back to off. I hope you've enjoyed the video. and that it was helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe to our channel so you do not miss any new videos. We also appreciate your comments and suggestions. Remember, we'll provide you with a shipping label, and we promise a quick turnaround on all repairs. Visit us on our website, www.absolute-control.com. Thank you from Gator with tips from the swamp at Absolute Control Irrigation Specialists.